Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Blake Beckman. This is the last episode of the cruise travel series, and today we're going over days 7 and 8. Well, technically day 7 since I didn't really shoot much on day 8, but anyways, here's the final episode of the cruise series. After leaving St. Martin on the evening before, we were on our way back to Port Canaveral. But because we only had 2 days left of our cruise, the last 2 days were our last fun days at sea. After I ate breakfast, I was invited to play ping pong with some family whose names will remain anonymous. It might have been my first time playing ping pong, but I figured that it's like tennis, which I have played before. Around 11 o'clock, me and Grandma Julie went to see an ice carving show on the Lido deck. For this part, I will alternate between normal speed shots playing at 24 frames a second, and some slow motion shots that were shot at 60 frames per second. After we ate lunch, we went on the water slides on Deck 12, which is the Carnival Waterworks area. There are 2 water slides on the Carnival Vista, the Twister and the Collider slide. The Twister is a generic body slide that you go down bareback. And the Collider slide is a tube slide that has colorful lights on the inside of the slide. Now, because I was not allowed to bring my GoPros on the slides, I had to use some on-ride footage from YouTube. Around 4 o'clock, I went to see a dodgeball tournament on the basketball court of the sports square. For this segment, I wanted to show you the entire dodgeball tournament in slow motion shot at 60 frames per second, slowed down to 24 frames per second, to make the tournament look as epic and cinematic as possible. An hour later, I met Grandma Julie at the IMAX theater on Deck 7 to see one last movie there, a 40-minute documentary about the James Webb Telescope called Deep Sky. The first half of the movie went over the history of the telescope, from the conception of the project to its launch on Christmas Day of 2021. Then the second half shows the pictures of the telescope and compares them to the pictures previously taken by the Hubble, as well as the possibility of using the telescope to find other planets in the universe, as well as to determine how old the universe really is. The film was a very thought-provoking documentary, but the only thing I think could have made the film better was a 3D conversion that could have been shown. Later that night, it was time for dinner, and like on day 2, it was elegant night, so we dressed up nicely and went to the Reflections restaurant once again, where I had steak for dinner. For the last day of the cruise, I didn't do much that was worth filming that day, but I did get my stuff packed back up for the car ride home. Then I took one last walk around the Carnival Vista as a way to say goodbye. So now that we're at the end of the show, I guess this means the end.